When I printed out my recipe for banana coffee cake, I noticed it said it cost $8 to make. That seems a little high to me. In order to see how accurate that is, we are going to cost out the recipe. Why do we cost out recipes? Well, it's a good way to practice math skills in a real-world application. It helps us determine how much our recipe costs to make. So if you have a budget, you may need to choose a different recipe. And finally, it helps us determine how much we would charge when selling that item. If your coffee cake cost $8 to make, selling it for $8 would mean that you made no profit. How will you cost out a recipe? You will use the costing sheet I provided you with on Classroom and fill in column number 1 with all of the ingredients that were in the recipe. Watch as I fill in the costing sheet. Note that I have already put the recipe link up top. I also looked at the recipe and saw that it was 12 servings, so I've added that as well. Then we are going to fill in column number 5 with the amount your recipe calls for. Be sure to put a label for the amount. 1/4 cup, 1 cup, 2 tablespoons, whatever it says in your recipe. To find the prices for ingredients, we will use Peapod.com. Use zip code 06415. If it asks you, select residential. It does not matter if you select delivery or pickup. Use the search bar at the top and type in your first ingredient, in this case, granulated sugar. When selecting an item, usually the store brand will save you money. For example, a 4-pound bag of Domino sugar will cost 40 cents more than the Stop & Shop sugar. When you have selected your item, fill in column number 2 with the amount that you would purchase. In this case, 4 pounds. We can't purchase 1 cup of sugar, 1 stick of butter, or 1 egg. This is why we will need to do a little bit of math. You may see Peapod give a price per ounce. Please do not use this unless your ingredient amount was in ounces in your recipe. In our case today, we only use volume measurement and we do not include ounces. To make our lives easier later on, we need to do a little measurement conversion. If the recipe amount is in cups, getting the price per pound does not help us. We need to figure out how many cups are in that amount. I've given you some common ones in the costing slideshow. Note that a cup of confectioner's sugar does not weigh the same as a cup of granulated sugar or a cup of brown sugar. You cannot assume that a cup of any ingredient weighs 8 ounces other than liquids. In determining how many cups or teaspoons are in a recipe, you will need to know some measurement equivalents. If you are unsure of how many ounces are in a cup of an ingredient, you can click on this provided link. Here you can type in an ingredient and King Arthur flour will give you the volume measurement and how many ounces it weighs. Let's continue to shop for ingredients on Peapod and fill in some more of the ingredient amounts and costs. Note how I put amounts in parentheses under the things I purchase. This will help in costing later, knowing that 4 pounds is equal to 9.2 cups of granulated sugar. When shopping for bananas, it states that I can pay $1.99 and I will get a minimum of 4 to 6 bananas. I will usually just take the average and put that down. In this case, 5 bananas. We do not need to do any calculations for baking soda, baking powder, salt, or cinnamon at this time. Just cost them as 1 cent each. I have finished shopping for all of my ingredients and I'm ready to move on to determine the cost per unit in column number 4. To solve for the unit price, simply take column number 3 divided by column number 2 and you will get the answer. Remember your rounding rules. Also, don't forget to include a label: cost per cup, per teaspoon, per banana, etc. To determine the unit cost for sugar, we will use the cost of $2.89 and then divide it by the 9.2 cups, which gives us 31 cents per cup. You do not want to do $2.89 divided by 4 because that will give us the price per pound. To determine the unit cost of butter, you need to know that there are 2 cups in each pound of butter. Divide column number 3 of $3.49 by column number 2 of 2 cups, and you will get 1.745, which you will round up to $1.75 per cup. To determine the cost per banana, take $1.99 divided by 5 bananas to get the cost per banana. Let's figure out the cost for our flour. $2.09 divided by 16 cups gives us a unit price of 13 cents per cup of flour. I'm going to leave the rest of these for you to figure out and submit on Classroom. To figure out column number 6, the ingredient cost for this recipe, multiply column number 4 and column number 5. In this example, column 5 is a 1/4 cup. It is helpful to know that a 1/4 cup is 0.25. If you aren't sure, just use your calculator to divide 1 by 4 and it will give you the decimal 0.25. Then you're going to multiply that by the unit cost. 21 cents multiplied by 0.25 gives us 5 cents, and we would put that in column 6. To figure out how much the granulated sugar cost in our recipe, let's multiply column number 4 by column number 5. 0.31 multiplied by 0.75 equals 23 cents. To figure out how much the butter costs, multiply 1.75 by 0.5 and you will get 88 cents. To figure out the cost for the 2 bananas in our recipe, we don't even need a calculator. We use 2 bananas, so 40 cents plus 40 cents is 80 cents. continue to figure out all of the answers to column 6. To figure out the total ingredient cost for our recipe, add up column 6. Divide the total cost by the number of servings to get the cost per serving. It's not hard math, it's just a lot of steps. I know you can do it, and we will continue to practice. If you have any questions or need additional help, please do not hesitate to email me.